In Genesis 24, there's a story of Isaac and Rebekah. The Bible says when Abraham was now old, he talks to his senior servant. He says to him, go and find a wife for my son Isaac. He says to him, go to a place, go to my relatives, go to the land where my relatives are to be found. In other words, don't go to any other place. In other words, don't go outside of my territory, but go to a place where in that place I could be able to relate with the people of that place. In other words, Abraham is concerned now. If you are to take a wife for my son, I want a person who speaks the same language. I want the person who has the same vision. I want the person who can see what my son can see. I want the person who can relate well with my son. In other words, Abraham is saying it is dangerous to take a wife for my son who does not speak the same language as my son. Abraham says it is dangerous to be a certain nation and take a wife for another nation. In other words, he says it is dangerous to take a wife for my son who does not believe the same God that I believe in. In other words, he says, if you are to go outside and get a person that you can relate with, make sure the person is able to speak the same language. The person has the same belief with the same God that you have. In other words, he's saying it is impossible, or it is wrong, or it does not happen that two people who are worshiping two gods can be able to be put one and be made one and worship one God. Because the problem is this: if I have my own God and you have your own God, if we come together, we'll have two gods in the house. And that is always the problem. Now listen to this. The Bible says, the servant says to Abraham, what if I get to the place and I find this woman and I say to this woman, come back with me, and this woman says, no, I don't want to come back with you. Then the servant says to Abraham, can I then take your son? Watch this very careful. Can I then take your son and go back with your son to the land where you are sending me? Abraham said, never make that mistake. I don't want my son to go to that land, to go to that wife, to go to that woman, to go to that girl. I want that girl to come here, the wife to come here. In other words, I don't want my son to chase after a blessing. Come on now. But there are blessings that we do not chase. In other words, the blessings that are from God, we're not supposed to be chasing. In other words, the blessings are supposed to be chasing us. In other words, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. In other words, you are not a Christian who is designed to chase after blessings, but you are a Christian who is designed that blessings must be able to chase you. Because you must understand, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. In other words, for Isaac to get a wife, it was supposed to be a blessing. It's supposed to be a good thing. Then the servant says, must I take Isaac to follow after the good thing, to follow after the blessing? Abraham, the man of God, says, no, you don't understand this, Mr. Servant. This is how it works. When you are about to get a blessing, when I'm getting a blessing for you as God, it is impossible for you to chase the blessing, but the blessings will be able to chase you. In other words, remain in the position that you are, remain in a place where you are, remain in a position where you belong, and let the blessing come after you. We don't go to church to chase after blessings, but when we are found in church, blessings will follow us. We don't go to church to seek for blessings, but when we are found in church, blessings will seek for us. Don't follow after blessings, no, but blessings will follow after you. God bless you.